Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, so in the wake of Conor McGregor embarrassingly failing to live up to his own hype, let's take a look at every major European league's biggest underachiever this season. You know, the ones whose standards have massively nosedived since last season. Right, let's go. Premier League, Liverpool. Lads, I can realistically pick about 5 teams for this one. I'm gonna go with Liverpool, a set of players who honestly, they themselves look like they've been sculling proper 12 for the past 6 months. Yes, I mostly destroyed them in yesterday's video, but still, this is a team who at one point last season looked like arguably the greatest Premier League team of all time. An unstoppable force, they were a winning machine. Lads, they only dropped 2 points in the first 27 games of last season. This wasn't the Scottish League, this wasn't the Greek League, where Olympiacos could win the league blindfolded. No, this was the English Premier League with billions of pounds chucked at it, and they were embarrassing every team in it, strolling about as if they were playing a bunch of children, not seasoned internationals. Compare that to this season. They've conceded 7 at Villa Park, they dropped 23 points already, are currently on a run of 4 games without a goal, and already sacrificed 2 potential pieces of silverware to Arsenal, both times on penalties. Against Arsenal, lads! Even in the Champions League they've been sloppy, letting Atalanta win at Anfield and failing to beat a bunch of Danish plumbers from Midtjylland. It's not been good at all. Bundesliga Schalke. Saying that Schalke are underachieving this season is a big fat understatement. This is a club who haven't been relegated since 1988, back when Rick Axley was on the charts and John Candy was on the telly. Listen, there is a way for a proud big club to get relegated, and it is not like this. This is a club who finished 2nd in the Bundesliga in 2018, and I'm pretty sure I didn't dream them clawing their way into the Champions League knockout stage, did I? Let's not forget, this club are 5 minutes away from beating Man City at home. Now look at them, chained to the foot of the league on 7 points with just one sad little win all season. They began the season with an 8-0 battering of Bayern Munich, which clearly crippled their confidence and self-belief. But I suppose this is what happens when you bring back the wet sack of Pringles that is Nabil Bentaleb. They've just signed Shaq Kalastinac and Klaus-Jan Huntelaar, so clearly these guys have been receiving career advice from a brain-dead pigeon. But I'm sorry, any squad having to put up 4 different managers by February, it's a bit like having a conveyor belt of 4 different stepdads in the space of a year. It's gonna scramble your brain by Christmas. La Liga, Barcelona. Last season was a disaster for Barcelona. 2nd in La Liga, conceding 8 in the Champions League quarter-final, but this season has been even worse. Under Ronald Koeman, they've now slipped to 4th in the league and 10 points behind that Atletico Madrid team with 1 game in hand. I'm sorry, whose idea was it to give them a Luis Suarez? Did they not learn their lesson from what happened when they gave them David Villa? They've just finished 2nd in the Champions League group for the first time since 2007. Again, let Cristiano Ronaldo use their stadium as his own private toilet bowl. They lost to Getafe, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and unforgivably goddamn Cadiz. What business does a 35-year-old Middlesbrough flop like Alvaro Negredo have, scoring winners against Barcelona in the year 2020? Yeah, they've recovered well since then, 6 wins from 8 games, but still, they just lost the Supercopa de España finals to Bilbao, with Lionel Messi getting the first straight red card of his career, and they're probably going to get embarrassed by Neymar next month. Just horrific. Serie A, Juventus. I could touch on Parma, who spent the season playing like soggy custard creams, but I'm sorry, I have to go with Juventus. Andrea Pirlo is lucky he's an Italian legend, because were Maurizio Sarri stumbling to these substandard results, he'd probably be Juventus Ultras chucking cans of paint at his car. Listen, Juventus have utterly dominated this division for the past decade, winning 9 league titles in a row, and when they brought in serial winning god like Cristiano Ronaldo, it was almost guaranteed they would win Serie A every year of his contract. But they've been so underwhelming. They've drawn 6 games, including against the likes of Crotone and Benevento, 2 clubs so small, Ronaldo should have eaten them both like a steak sandwich. They've also been beaten up 3-0 at home to lowly Fiorentina, and recently slumped to a 2-0 defeat against title rivals Inter Milan. How Andrea Pirlo is still on the job where they're locked in a battle for the top 4 is beyond me. Ligue 1 Nice. Yeah, remember when Patrick Vieira was billed as the next great manager coming through after impressing at New York City FC? And he was supposed to be Pep Guardiola's successor at Man City, right? Now he looks like the French Roy Keane, and no, that is not a compliment. To be fair, he did really well with Nice last season. They finished 5th in the league, although to be fair, the league was cut short in March. This season though, it's been mostly hideous. This was an exciting team expected to do big things in the Europa League. Yeah, how's 5 defeats in 6 group games, sitting bottom behind Slavia Prague and Hapoel Beersheva, conceding 6 goals away at Bayer Leverkusen? How about a run of 1 win in 10 league games? They're now 13th in the league, and Morgan Schneiderlin must be wondering what has happened to his career. Turkish Super League, Istanbul BASAKSEHIR. Yes, the world society might be stuck halfway down a toilet bowl, but at least 90% of the Turkish population will be happy to see Istanbul BASAKSEHIR, the country's most hated club, lying 14th in the table and just 5 points off relegation. Let's not forget, this team are the defending champions. Yes, I know they beat Man United in the Champions League when even a decrepit old man like Demba Ba scored against them. Christ, the medical team at Stoke City probably watched that game wondering why he's not in the goddamn wheelchair by now. Anyway, domestically they've been horrific. They lost the first first 3 games of the season. It took them 5 matches to actually score a goal, and they went 7 games without a win over the winter months. They recently lost to Kayserispor, lost 5 games in the Champions League, which begs the question, how in a Turkey's left nipple did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually manage to lose to this bunch? This team are nearly 20 points behind Besiktas. They have about as much chance of a title shot this year as Conor McGregor. Eredivisie, AZ Alkmaar. Yeah, this is pretty simple. Were it not for the Eredivisie being cancelled in March, AZ Alkmaar could have won their first league title since 2009. They were neck and neck, separated from Ajax on goal difference. Now though, Pascal Jansen's men are 5th in the league, 10 points behind Ajax, and they started the season with 5 ridiculous draws in a row, conceding 12 goals in the process. Look at this, 3-3, 4-4, 2-2. Who do they have in goal? A blow-up doll? They recovered since then, but still, losing at home to Groningen, another couple of draws in a row against FC Utrecht and PEC Zwolle. They flushed their Champions League bid into a hole by losing to Dynamo Kiev in the qualifying rounds, then bottled a decent Europa League group stage start to finish 3rd behind Napoli and Real Sociedad. This was supposed to be the year they won the league. No, they'd be another wet fudge. Russian Premier League, Lokomotiv Moscow. Lokomotiv Moscow fans must be getting ready to pull their eyes out of their face. This is a proud historic club who haven't finished outside the top 2 in Russian football since 2017. Sure, they were blown out of the water by Zenit St. Petersburg last season, but still, this season has been an utter nightmare. We're nearly in February and they're 8th. Yes, 8th in the league on 28 points, stuck in Russian mid-table with the likes of Khimki and Akhmed Grozny. They sound more like a cheap type of Polish vodka than they do an actual pair of football clubs. They finished bottom of their Champions League group, although to be fair, they called 2 draws against Atletico Madrid, but domestically, 5 defeats, including a 5-1 battering at Dynamo Moscow. Oh yeah, and the fans being forced to watch 4 goalless draws this season. This has been utter wet spinach for Lokomotiv. Now officially, the 4th best team in Moscow. Christ, their fans will probably be getting abuse from all corners of the city. Belgian 1st Division A, Ghent. What has happened to Ghent? Last season they were 2nd in the Belgian league. Sure, they were never going to catch Club Bruges, but still, they won the Europa League group. Jonathan David was banging in the goals. Now look at them, utter catsick. They're now 14th in the league, just 5 points off relegation. They lost the first 3 games of the season. Jess Torup got sacked. Jonathan David was sold to Lille. They've since lost 8 more games, including an unforgivably 5-2 against Cercle Bruges. I'm sorry, what? Again, they're on to their 4th manager of the season, Hein van Heesbroek, their former coach who left them for Anderlecht in 2017. Christ, this is a bit like when Luton accepted Nathan Jones back after his fling with Stoke. Come on, Ghent, where's your self-respect? Primeira Liga, RIO AVE. It's been a sloppy season for RIO AVE. Last season they squeaked European qualification with 5th in the Portuguese league, but now they're 10th in the league on 15 points, having won just 3 games all season. And they recently just went 6 games without a win. Their top scorer is former Chelsea flop Lucas Piazon with just 2 goals. Lads, this team were a free scoring team last season, registering 36 strikes in the league. Now it's nearly February and they've only scored 10 goals. 10 goals all season. Lads, hang your heads in shame. Anyway, that's it for the last 7 minutes of the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.